On October 11th of 2015, my son, my only child, Juan Carlos Muñoz Jr., was a victim of gun violence and gang violence. That day I was in the shower and he actually was leaving the house without saying goodbye. Then he calls me and says, "Mom, I'm coming back. I didn't say goodbye." And he comes back. I'm waiting for him at the door. He gets off of his car, runs over, gives me a big hug and a kiss, and says, "I love you so much. You mean the world to me." And then he left. He got in his car, and my husband and I sat there in arm, watching our son drive off for the last time.
Junior and his friend decided they were going to go to the store and get some chips and drinks. After going to the store, buying chips and drinks, they were driving back to see their friends on Prospect Street when they passed two National City gang members. Luis Caram was the driver and Roger Hernandez was the passenger. And as Junior and his friend passed by Caram and Hernandez, they saw the boys and assumed they were rival gang members in their territory. They didn't know who they were. Caram began following them. And when the boys pulled up to the stop sign at 16th and Prospect, they were going to make a U-turn to go back where their friends were fixing the car about mid-block. Caram pulled up at an angle, blocking them in, and Hernandez immediately got out and said, "Where are you from?" which is a very common gang challenge. And before the boys even had time to answer, he opened fire on them. Hernandez immediately got back in the car and he and Caram fled the area. Unfortunately, complex murder cases like this, cold cases take some time, and then we had the COVID pandemic hit in the middle. So not only did the Muñozes have to wait 3 years for any arrests in the case, then they had to wait over 3 years for the case to go to trial.
I made a promise to my son, and that promise was that we would find the people responsible for his murder, and that they would never hurt any other family the way they hurt us, and that he would not die in vain, that we would build a legacy in his memory that would help so many people on both ends. Someone that could become a perpetrator and someone that could become a victim. Junior wanted to be a psychologist, and we started a mental health clinic in his memory. And it was a small practice. We realized that it wasn't that crime and victimization is not just homicide. It's also sexual assault, domestic violence, other types of crimes as well. And so we expanded our services to more trauma recovery services is what we did.
It's a healing journey for the rest of your life by doing things in the community, helping others. In our situation with our son, and his legacy, we want to help other families that are going through the same as we went through, their loved ones being victims of gun violence or any type of crime, any type of loss. It could be a car accident. It's still the same pain. It's still the same loss.
They were able to take their immense grief and channel that into helping other victims. They would routinely be called out when murders happen, to go support other families who lost their loved ones to murder. They've created foundations and nonprofits in Junior's honor that not only help victims, but provide intervention counseling. And just to see everything they've been through and the way they handled the whole situation, I haven't seen a more courageous group of victims.
It's very humbling and very, honor that we're getting this recognition, and never in a million years that I thought that we would be recognized for the work that we do in the community, because we do it from our heart and for the families, the victims. But getting that recognition, I think, is important too, to know that we're doing the right thing.
Sharing this can give other parents the desire to move forward and to help other victims of crime, to prevent crime, and to do their part instead of giving up and hurting themselves or their own family. So I hope that this Courage Award, us receiving this Courage Award, Citizens Courage Award, gives courage to other families like our family.